What happens when the world simply swallows someone whole? Not with a dramatic finale, but with a quiet, unnerving fade to black, leaving behind nothing but a void and 1,000 unanswered questions. History is littered with these human enigmas, people who were here one moment and gone the next, vanishing from planes, from airports, and from the very face of the earth without a trace. Without a trace. Their stories defy easy explanation, becoming modern myths that captivate and confound us. We will journey into the heart of 5 of the most compelling disappearances of all time. We'll fly the last known route of Amelia Earhart, the pioneering aviator who chased the horizon and never returned. We'll search for D.B. Cooper, the audacious skyjacker who leaped from a plane into legend. We'll follow the final, frantic footsteps of Lars Midtank, a tourist whose holiday terror ended in a sprint into oblivion. We'll listen to the last transmission of Frederick Valentik, a pilot who described an otherworldly encounter before his own silence. And we'll trace the path of Ambrose Bierce, the brilliant writer who walked into the Mexican Revolution to write his final chapter, and instead became a ghost story. Some stories do not end. They simply stop, leaving a silence that reverberates through decades. These are the tales of figures who stepped out of the known world and into a question mark, their fates becoming modern folklore. They are not just missing persons. They are legends, defined by the enigma of their final moments. From the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Pacific Ocean to the turbulent night sky over the American Northwest, and from a sun-drenched European field to the desolate straits of Australia, these disappearances challenge our understanding of logic and possibility. Each case is a labyrinth of theories, a collection of clues that lead everywhere and nowhere. We sift through the evidence, listen to the last known words, and trace the final documented steps, searching for a pattern in the void. But the void stares back, offering no answers, only echoes. The mystery itself becomes the monument, a testament to the fact that for all our technology and knowledge, some horizons remain beyond our reach, holding secrets we may never unravel. These are the ghosts of our collective curiosity, forever lost, forever sought. July 2nd, 1937. Le New Guinea. As dawn breaks, it paints the sky in hues of hope and ambition. Awaiting her destiny is Amelia Earhart, a global icon, and her gleaming silver Lockheed Electra 10E. This is the final, most perilous leg of her attempt to circumnavigate the globe. With her navigator, Fred Noonan, she is poised to conquer the vast Pacific, aiming for the tiny, remote speck of Howland Island. The world listens, holding its breath, as her plane lifts off, a silver arrow shot into the immense blue. For hours, her journey is tracked through intermittent radio signals. But as she nears her destination, the messages become fractured, strained. We are on the line of position. We are running north and south. Then, an unnerving silence. The world's most famous female aviator, at the peak of her powers, simply vanishes into the endless expanse of sky and sea. The most extensive search in naval history turns up nothing. No wreckage, no trace. Just a final, static-filled transmission and a mystery that has endured for nearly a century, fueling speculation and inspiring generations of searchers. Thanksgiving Eve, 1971. A storm rages over the Pacific Northwest. Aboard Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a man in a business suit, identifying himself as Dan Cooper, calmly orders a bourbon and soda. Then, he hands a note to a flight attendant. He has a bomb. His demands are simple: $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills and 4 parachutes. For hours, he remains polite, almost unremarkable, as his audacious plan unfolds. After landing in Seattle, exchanging passengers for the money, and refueling, the Boeing 727 takes off again, now heading towards Mexico City. Somewhere between Seattle and Reno, in the dead of night and a fierce storm, Cooper does the unthinkable. He walks to the rear of the plane, lowers the aft staircase, a feature unique to the 727, and leaps into the freezing, windswept darkness at 10,000 feet. He was never seen again. The ensuing manhunt was one of the largest in FBI history, but it yielded nothing but a small bundle of decaying $20 bills found by a river years later. The man known as D.B. Cooper became a folk hero, a ghost who jumped from a plane and into legend. In the summer of 2014, German tourist Lars Mittenk's vacation in Golden Sands, Bulgaria, took a dark turn. After a minor altercation, he claimed to be followed by 4 men and began exhibiting signs of intense paranoia. Unable to fly home due to a ruptured eardrum, he checked into a hotel, his fear escalating. His frantic calls to his mother spoke of hiding from people who wanted to harm him. The next morning, he went to Varna Airport for a medical consultation. Inside the doctor's office, his panic reached a breaking point. For reasons unknown, he suddenly exclaimed, "I don't want to end up here," bolted from the room, and sprinted through the entire airport terminal. Security cameras captured his terrified flight. He left behind his wallet, phone, and passport. He ran out of the terminal, scaled a 2.5-meter high barbed wire fence, and disappeared into an adjacent, dense sunflower field. Despite extensive searches, no trace of Lars Mittenk has ever been found. He ran from an unseen threat, straight into a complete and baffling mystery, vanishing in broad daylight. Subscribe for more unsolved disappearances every week. On October 21, 1978, 20-year-old pilot Frederick Valentik was on a routine training flight in his Cessna 182 over Australia's Bass Strait. The evening was clear, the flight progressing normally. Then, he radioed Melbourne Air Traffic Control to report a strange aircraft following him. His transmissions, initially calm and curious, grew increasingly anxious. He described an object with 4 bright lights, moving at high speed, orbiting his plane. "It seems to be playing some sort of game," he reported, his voice strained. "It's not an aircraft." His final, chilling words described the object hovering directly above him, its composition metallic and gleaming. The transmission was then interrupted by 17 seconds of a strange, scraping, metallic sound before cutting out completely. An extensive air and sea search found no sign of Valentik or his Cessna. He and his plane vanished from the sky after reporting an encounter with something inexplicable, leaving behind only a haunting final recording and a debate that continues to this day between skeptics and believers. The sky he was watching simply took him. Ambrose Bierce, the man they called Bitter Bierce, was a writer forged in the crucible of the American Civil War. His experiences left him with a profound cynicism and a masterful pen, which he used to dissect the follies of humanity. But by 1913, at age 71, the celebrated author grew tired of the world he knew. He sought one last great story, one final adventure to cap a life lived on the edge of disillusionment. His destination: Mexico, a nation convulsed by revolution. In a final letter, he wrote of his plan to ride with Pancho Villa's army, adding a chillingly prophetic line: "To be a gringo in Mexico, that is euthanasia." He crossed the border at El Paso and rode into the heart of the conflict, a spectral figure observing the chaos among rebel troops in Chihuahua. Then, after a last known correspondence dated December 26th, the trail went completely cold. The writer, who had spent his life chronicling grim endings, simply vanished into the arid landscape, becoming the greatest mystery he had ever conceived. His final chapter was left unwritten, a blank page lost to the desert winds of war, his fate a permanent question mark in the annals of literary history. What becomes of a person when their story stops but doesn't end? Amelia Earhart, D.B. Cooper, Lars Mittenk, Frederick Valentik, Ambrose Bierce. They are not just historical figures, they are modern myths. Separated by decades and circumstance, they are bound by the same essential thread: the profound, unsettling silence that followed their final known moments. We are a species driven to find answers, to solve puzzles, to bring order to chaos. Yet, these particular stories deny us the deep satisfaction. They leave a void, and in that void, our imagination takes flight. Do they represent a failure of our ability to know everything, or a testament to the wild, untamable corners of our world. Perhaps their true legacy is not in the life they lived, but in the enduring question they became. They are the ghosts in our collective machine, the glitches in the narrative of human history that remind us that not every story has a final page. They have achieved a unique form of immortality, not through their deeds, but through their disappearance. The unanswered question is always more powerful than the known fact, echoing forever in the chambers of our curiosity. Which of these disappearances do you find most mysterious? Comment below. Like if you didn't know this story.